So welcome to today's webinar, Power Up Your Post, 10 plus ways to get more out of SND. We have way more than 10, by the way. We've got tons of tips and tricks to save you time and streamline your publishing workflows and improve communication among members of your team. If you have questions today, please drop those into the questions box as we go through, and we will answer those at the end. Before we get started, just a little bit about us. Social News Desk empowers critical communicators with powerful, secure social media management and archiving software trusted by more than 10,000 professionals. We were founded in 2010, and since then, we've proudly supported America's largest news companies, cities, government agencies, school districts, universities, and businesses who require powerful, always-on social media tools. And just a little bit about me, I'm Sarah Lloyd, the head of product success and evangelism here at Social News Desk. I'm based in San Antonio, Texas, and I've been with the team for 11 years now. And prior to joining SND, I managed social media and worked in several newsrooms. And I was actually a Social News Desk customer before I joined the team. So feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. The address is there on the screen. And today I have the pleasure of Kelly Papendick from our client success team joining us. Kelly, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thanks so much, Sarah. I am a client success manager here at SND, and I'm based in Naperville, Illinois. I've been with the company for 5 years after spending more than 15 in digital media and customer service. I'm also a former news producer and SND client myself. Please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn as well.
I feel like we're the old Men's Warehouse commercials. I'm not just a president, I'm also a client. So if you're old enough, that's a little bit of an age check there for some of you guys. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right in with our first feature. The template feature is actually one of my favorites, and I've been using it since I was a customer back in the day. The templates tool allows you to build reusable post templates for content that you post frequently or want to structure in a certain way, like breaking news or weather updates, reminders about services, and even groups of hashtags that you may want to save for regular posts on Instagram or something like that. To get started, you can open up the Post Composer and click the drop-down arrow next to the plus sign in the top left, and then select the Templates tool, and then click Create Template. The Create Template tool will open up, and you'll build your post as usual to the level of completion that you want, including the selected social accounts, your text, and any media. When you're done, click on the blue Save Template button at the bottom right. You'll notice you can also give it a name and share this with just yourself or with everyone on your team. To use your template, open the Post Composer and click the drop-down arrow at the top left once again and select Templates. And then hover over the template you want to use and click on that Use Template button. Your template will open up in a new post, ready to be edited, scheduled, or published. Next up, we have our recurring post feature. This is a little bit of a newer feature, but if you have post content that you know will be repeated daily, weekly, or monthly, you might want to try this recurring post feature. And you'll find it by clicking on the schedule icon, the little clock icon, down at the bottom of the Post Composer next to the post button. And then you can click on the Make Recurring option to get started. The Configure Recurring Post tool will open up, allowing you to select a start date, a published time, and the schedule that you'd like to repeat, as well as how long you'd like the post to repeat. You can repeat forever if you want, give it an end date, or select a certain number of posts. When you've configured the schedule the way you like, click on that blue Schedule Recurrence button, and your post series will be scheduled. Recurring posts will show up in the scheduled post column, the planner, and calendar with a little circular arrow icon to show that it's part of a series. You can reschedule or delete individual posts from the series if you need to move something around. And you can also edit individual recurring posts if needed, but be aware that editing the series will change all recurring posts in that series. So let's talk about how to add alt text to your image posts for greater accessibility. SND offers the ability to set alt text for images on all social networks that support alt text in the API, and that includes Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, Blue Sky, and Threads. To use the alt text tool, select your social accounts, upload an image, and then hover over the image. you'll see an edit options button that looks like a pencil, kind of highlighted in pink here. Clicking the pencil opens up the alt text editor, allowing you to enter that alt text for the image. And the recommended length is less than 100 characters. We've also just added the ability to add alt text from the All tab in Post Composer, which means you only have to add alt text once instead of for each social network you have selected.
A newer SND feature that clients are frequently using comes in at number 4, and that is Facebook's background combination. So as you know, Facebook has been prioritizing non-link posts, and many of our clients are using text-only posts to help increase their reach. In SND, you can choose a text and background combination that's preset by Facebook to help your post stand out in the feed. You can find that 4-color square icon next to the emoji picker when you're building a Facebook post inside Post Composer, and you'll see a lot of solid, gradient, and graphical backgrounds to be able to choose from. Once you're done, you can go ahead and use the preview tool at the bottom left corner of Post Composer to see how your chosen combo will look on Facebook. Our power users, and myself as well, love this next SND feature in at number 5, scheduled interactions. You can use this tool to schedule a comment to appear on a Facebook or Instagram post, or schedule a share to another owned Facebook page. Click the Scheduled Interactions button under the Additional Options area on a Facebook or Instagram post to get started. The Scheduled Interactions tool will show options for scheduled comments and shares on Facebook posts and scheduled comments on Instagram posts. Click Add to build your comment or share. You'll go ahead and write that comment or your share text. Select the delay for the interaction to appear. Now, the minimum amount of time is 1 minute because the post has to finish processing on the social network before the comment or share can happen. Click that Save button to save the comment or share that you've created. Then after creating your scheduled comment or share, click the Save button to return to the Post Composer and publish or schedule your post as usual. Your comment or share will happen automatically after the post is published. Scheduled interactions is also a great way to add links to Facebook posts, since Facebook prioritizes posts without links in the post text itself. You can also use this tool on Instagram to include hashtags without putting them in the body of the post. You can ask a follow-up question of your audience, or you can even add a call to action, such as looking for a link on your news and bio page.
All right, at number 6, we've got a way to save space on your dashboard and still keep an eye on your daily schedule. For our friends who love working with Planner to build out their daily post schedule, did you know that you can collapse Planner into a narrow view? This will hide the on deck and feeds view, and it's a great way to keep your daily post schedule front and center while still leaving more room on your dashboard for monitoring social feeds. Or you can even pair up multiple instances of Planner side by side in your dashboard. So speaking of Planner and Autopilot, let's move on to a few tips for Autopilot, starting with our one-time automation feature. If you use Autopilot but want to set up a one-off automated slot or block with a different schedule than usual, try the one-time automation feature. This is a great way to set up custom schedules for holidays or special coverage or maybe limited staffing in your newsroom. You can look for the plus sign at the top left of Planner just below the page name. Click on the plus sign, then choose whether you'd like to add an automated slot or automated block. And we're going to choose a block in this case because that tends to be the more commonly used use case, but you can select a slot as well. So once you've selected that, enter your schedule information and then select which feeds you'd like to power your one-time automation. Once you've saved your schedule, you'll see posts with a blue auto badge appear in Planner as opposed to the usual gold auto badge for a regular Autopilot schedule. Be sure that autopilot is set to live so that your automated posts will fire on schedule. To make adjustments to your one-time automation, you can click on the three-dot menu on any blue autopilot post to edit the block or delete the block altogether. Now let's talk about how to set up a one-time hold in your daily schedule. If you'd like autopilot to skip a particular slot during the day or simply leave a note in the schedule for something like a Facebook Live, you can set up a one-time hold in your schedule. So once again, you'll click on that plus sign to open up the one-time automation type menu and choose manual slot placeholder. Enter the date and time, and then you can choose a buffer around the time slot to ensure that autopilot leaves enough room around the slot. So if you don't want anything posted within, say, 15 minutes before and after that slot, you can enter 15 minutes as your buffer like I have here. Enter the reason that you're holding the slot and then save the changes. And then you'll see a note in the schedule with that blue hold badge to show that the slot has been reserved. If you'd like to add a regular hold to your weekly automation schedule, you can do that too. To click on the Autopilot tab at the top of Planner, select the day of the week you'd like to add the regular hold to, and then click on the time you'd like to schedule the hold. Select Manual Slot Placeholder, and then you'll set up the exact same way as the one-time hold by entering that time, the buffer, and the reason. And then you'll see the time slot reserved in Planner for every future day of the week that you've selected with a red hold badge, and Autopilot will work around it as it delivers content throughout the day. Autopilot can also help support your overall social strategy with a way to put the link in the comments with no manual posting required. Basic RSS feeds are the classic way to easily publish link posts automatically. However, under advanced options in the RSS feed setup, you can also opt to publish the content as media or text and then add the link in the comments. You can also use the suffix field to automatically add a call to action to look for the link in the comments. And since Facebook has been deprioritizing link posts, this is a great way to help your content get better distribution. Finally, you can use Autopilot to support your media publishing automatically. You can add a media RSS or MRSS feed to Autopilot in order to automate media publishing to all supported social networks. This is a great way to ensure your video posts are being published on a regular basis and mix in more non-link content on Facebook. You can also automate publishing to YouTube and TikTok using automated media publishing.
All right, let's talk news and bio page customization for number 12. Did you know that every Instagram account connected in SND already has its own news and bio link? You'll see it in the post composer when you're creating an Instagram post. And as you can see here, you can also dress up that page by adding custom header text and link buttons at the top to highlight some important links. As an SND team admin, you can customize your news and bio header in account settings. Just head to the General Info tab on the Instagram account, enter your news and bio header text, and if you want, you can add those link buttons by simply entering the URL and button text for each one. Feature number 13 is all about editorial control. So if you're working on a post but aren't quite sure where or when to schedule it, drafts are your friend. You can save any post as a draft by clicking the arrow next to Post Now and simply selecting Save as Draft. Drafts can be edited and scheduled from the Drafts column on the dashboard, and there's also a really handy trick you can use with Calendar. Once you open Calendar, look for the Drafts icon on the right side to open the Drafts tool. From there, find your draft in the calendar list, or simply click the plus sign at the top to create a new one. Then you can just drag and drop your draft onto a date and time on the calendar to schedule it. Want to move it up? Drag and drop it to a new time. It's an easy way to see the big picture when you're planning out all of your different posts. Number 14, this is your internal system reminder. Calendar notes make planning visible and shared. The notes feature in Calendar is a great way to leave reminders for yourself or for your team, such as holidays, post ideas, or when someone might be out of the office. Just hover over a day on the calendar and click the Note tool to get started. The Create Note tool will open up, allowing you to create a title and add comments that will appear when the note is clicked. Bonus, you can even change the note's color and add SND tags to notes too. Add your notes content, then go ahead and click the Save button. The note will appear on the date you selected, and clicking on the note will display any content you've added to that note. Our number 15 feature turns performance into a visual. Post Manager is a great place to learn how individual posts are performing across all of your social accounts, but you can also use the heat map feature to understand when your content is getting the most impressions, video views, or clicks. You can also use the heat map to see when you're publishing the most content. As you can see here, some of those darker pink areas indicate greater values for the selected time period, which is then broken down by day of the week and hour of the day. Coming in at number 16, the Social Summary Report puts you in control of the metrics that matter most. This is one of our newer reports, and it's extremely customizable, which allows you to visualize the metrics that matter most to you and your team. When creating or editing your social summary report, you can customize by adding or removing widgets, you can change the metrics in focus, and you can even apply filters for content such as keywords or those SND tags. Feature 17 is a small click with a big impact. One small feature that makes such a big difference is inside of SND's inbox, and it's called Mark Complete. So when you mark a message or a comment as complete, your whole team can immediately see what's been handled and what still needs attention.
All right, thanks, Kelly. And last but not least, we've got a sneak peek at an upcoming time-saving feature called Clone Posts. This feature will allow you to copy the post text and content from a social stream, a scheduled post, or your post history that appears within Post Composer. And this was a customer request for a time-saving way to copy post content for republishing or scheduling to a different social network for a different time. So look for that in your dashboard coming very, very soon. All right, so that is our 10 plus, our 18 actually, tips and tricks for getting more out of Social News Desk. So we do have a couple of questions, and I wanted to mention also here, if you do have any other ideas for feature requests or questions about any of the features that we went over today, please get in touch with our team at support@socialnewsdesk.com. Kelly and the rest of the client success team always loves hearing from customers. I love hearing from customers. So definitely send in any ideas or questions that you have. But for now, we do have a question about the background colors. Are the contrasts already checked to be ADA compliant? That's a great question. I cannot say for sure whether or not they have been checked because those are all preset by Facebook. There are definitely some combinations in there that are higher contrast, and you can get a preview of what those look like using the preview tool. So I would definitely recommend checking it out before you commit to saving those. I believe you can also save those in a template as well. So if you have a few favorites, you could kind of save those for later so you don't have to go hunting for them every time. All right, our next question, what's one dashboard feature most teams underuse at first? Kelly, I'm gonna kick this over to you.
So I would say that it really depends on your team's workflow and how you do things internally. So I would say that it could be drafts or it could be even recurring posts. One feature that almost everyone can start using right away is definitely that news and bio page, since every single Instagram account that's connected to the dashboard by default gets a page. And the fact that you can also customize the header, no HTML coding involved. It's definitely a really easy way to be able to showcase your brand and make your links even more engaging on the news and bio page.
All right, awesome. So we have another question. Is the clone feature different from the duplicate post feature that was in SND? We did have a repost feature, and for already published content, that clone feature is going to work the exact same as repost. And actually, we'll be renaming that to clone just for consistency's sake, but it will work exactly the same. Where clone post is new is that you are now going to be able to clone a scheduled post, which we weren't able to do before, and to clone a post from your history as well. So if you have recent posts that you want to just go through and they've already been published, but you don't want to hunt for them in the social stream, you can use that clone button that appears in the history. And again, if you have any questions about it once it comes out, please shoot us an email and let you know. We'll be probably writing that up in a blog post also. All right, this is a really fun question. What's your favorite SND dashboard feature? Kelly, what's your favorite feature?
Well, I'm going to say scheduled interactions. It not only makes it so easy to keep the conversation going by adding comments, the fact that you can also add links in advance as well in that scheduled interaction area is a real time saver, if you will. Also, if you want to be able to share a post to another Facebook page, kind of like that clone post feature, if you will, that's implemented right inside of you creating the post right away. Again, it's Facebook to Facebook, but it's just another quick way to be able to share that post to any other Facebook pages that you might have connected in the dashboard.
Yeah, and that's a really great time saver. I would say my favorite, and I did mention this off the top, but my favorite is the templates tool, which OGs know that used to be called Quick Post way back in the day. I actually used the Quick Post / templates tool in my last newsroom job, which was at KSAT here in San Antonio, and I used it really frequently for posting score updates during the 2014 San Antonio Spurs championship run when we were covering all the games on social. So it made it really handy to juggle not only the format, the graphics that I was using for score updates, as well as the multiple hashtags that we were using. We were using our own hashtag, the team's hashtag, the ABC hashtag. So juggling all of those was made much, much easier using that template tool. All right, I see a question here. Will there ever be the option to invite a different page to collaborate on Instagram and Facebook from SND? So good news, you can already invite another Instagram account to collaborate in Social News Desk. So underneath the post, when you're composing that post, you will see an option for Instagram collabs, and you can just search. You do have to search by the exact username. That's an Instagram requirement, but you can search and tag other pages for Instagram. As of right now, I actually checked this recently. There is not currently support for Facebook collabs yet in the API, but once Facebook makes that available to us, we will definitely be building that into Social News Desk. All right, let's see. I see another question about collabs. I tried scheduling a collaboration on Facebook using the branded content additional option, but the post failed. What did I do wrong? So branded content is specifically used when there's an exchange in value for a post. So usually this is going to be a sponsored post. And this is used a little bit less frequently by our government customers because they tend to not have sponsored content. Our newsroom customers use branded content very, very frequently because they tend to have, sales activations and things like that. You can, in the post text itself, tag another page, which is different from collabs. As I mentioned, collabs for Facebook is not yet available in the API, but you can tag another page in the post text itself. So you'll just start by typing in the @ symbol and then start typing out the name of the page, and then it should tag that page when the post goes out. All right. What's the best way to use Planner during breaking news? Kelly, you mind taking this one?
Yeah, so Planner definitely shows you a day by day, hour by hour view of everything that's already been published, things that are coming up through manually scheduled posts and even autopilot. With Planner, you can also quickly add new posts and see what's going live. Plus, the great thing too, like we saw with Calendar, how you can just drag and drop those posts. You can also do the same thing on Planner. You can very easily rearrange or drag and drop that scheduled content on the fly. You can even exclude posts if needed. And that really allows your team to stay flexible and respond fast within that Planner view during breaking news.
All right, great. All right, next question. Why does LinkedIn make you remove parentheses in their caption before it is posted through Social News Desk? That is a great and very, very specific question with a very specific answer. When we pass the post text to LinkedIn, we noticed that when there's a parentheses, it was cutting off the rest of the text. And it's just one of the quirks of LinkedIn's API, the way that they handle special characters in the post text itself. So we specifically built a flag in there to prohibit you from putting parentheses in there, just so your post text doesn't get cut off. And I know it's a little bit awkward, but LinkedIn can be a little bit awkward. So we wanted to make sure that all of your post text goes out when those posts are sent to LinkedIn. All right, another question here. How real time is the data we're seeing in the dashboard? Kelly, you mind taking that one as well?
Sure. So the dashboard updates are in near real time. So you are able to see engagement, performance as it happens. It gives your team a live view, helping you make quick and informed decisions without any delays.
Yeah, that's great. All right, and I think that is all the questions that we have. Again, if you have another question, something that wasn't answered during today's webinar, or a question about one of the features we went through, please do send us an email at support@socialnewsdesk.com. And we really appreciate you guys joining us today, and hope you've learned some new ways to save time and level up your posting in Social News Desk. And if you're not yet a Social News Desk customer and want more info about how SND can power up your social workflows, please reach out to us at sales@socialnewsdesk.com or visit socialnewsdesk.com/demo to get a free 2-week trial. Thanks so much. Kelly, thank you for being with me today. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys so much for your time and attention. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye, everyone.